Hey, Blue Table fans! We're going to take a look today at the Studio Rotbringers army. This is actually a Chaos Grand Alliance army, 1,500 points, if points are your thing, for Age of Sigmar. And we have 4 units of 5 each of these Blight Kings. We're going to take a closer look at those momentarily. 3 heroes here up front, and 3 Plague Toads, an extra hero, and also this converted Maggoth Lord. I think I wanted to say mutated. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First off, no 2 Blight Kings are alike. They're using the Blight Guard formation, which is 4 units of Blight Kings, a Plague Sorcerer, and a Lord of Plagues. So yeah, each guy has tons of different mods on him. Different conversions, lots of different kits. I decided instead of a lot of green for Nurgle, I would use yellows and other different colors. Do love this fly symbol. I did put it on the what passes for the army standard here, but I don't know, it looks a little blocky and a little too, I don't know, like it's drawn by a child or something. So anyway, there are 7 standards, or 7 guys that can pass as standards. This is important in Age of Sigmar, by the way, because multiple guys per units can be standard bearers. So, I don't know, I don't think most people would do that. I just did them for fun. Alright, so let's take a look at a few of my favorite Blight Kings. There's this guy. He has the skeleton in a cage from the giant kit, and also these Tyrannid Venomthrope tentacles coming out of his chest. And the backs have no less attention to them. A lot of them have conversion work and different pieces on them. There's a guy here that has a tentacle coming out of his behind with like a bell in it, which is one of my favorite conversions. So I'm just going to show you a few of my faves here. Let's see here. Love this guy with the bell. This is one of the few, I think this guy might be stock. One of the few stock models, because this guy was cool just the way he is. And as you can see, I did a lot on the skin. The skin has like 6 different stages to it. Stages of decay. This is a musician here. A sonorous toxin is what they have. T-O-C-S-I-N, which apparently is like an alarm bell, and he's got a ton. I think he has 13 bells on him. So let's see here, what else? This is the converted standard, which you guys saw earlier. Now the rule of the army is glowy green is like magic in here, so generally only the special guys have glowy green. And let's see, this is one of my favorites too. He's got a weapon from the River Trolls kit, little Nurgling getting out there, really gross stuff. And yeah, there you go. So, I mean, all in all, really a bit of a basic paint job. I certainly could have gone in and spent like a zillion hours on each of these guys. So, this is one of my faves. He has a rat ogre tail coming out like a giant tongue. He has my favorite helmet, which has like the 2 bells and the 3 dots in the visor. He has an ogre arm shield thing that's been all rotted and pitted out. I did that with the Dremel. And he has a Skaven banner for a back loincloth, which I think makes him really cool. Yeah, love this guy. I think we saw him already briefly. They're all helmeted heads except one guy. So let's go and take a look at the heroes. This is the Gutrot Spume army, which I'm using as my general, a Lord of Plagues. And because he's bigger and he stands out a little bit better, because you take the published model, which is this guy, and he's kind of not as impressive as even the basic guys in the Blight King. So I just have him as an extra. I ordered him before I knew This is a Harbinger of Decay, a model conversion I made out of the extras from the Maggoth Lord kit. And a lot of green stuff, so I'll just give him a 360. He's a martial lord, not a spellcaster. He's supposed to have a sword and a shield, but it didn't really fit on what I wanted to do with him, so I'm just running him this way. So hopefully people will not have a problem with that. I don't think they will. What I did is I put the two heroes on different sized bases than the rest of the army, so they would stick out a little bit. And the wizard, this is an Avatars of War figure, and I've added a few things to him, notably the giant scythe. And he has venom throat tentacles all, you know, along his back here. Kind of gross hanging out there. Alright, so there you go. Now let's eat dessert and take a look at Orgalox Thrice Poxed, my general. And I'm running him, whoa, hello. I'm running him as Bloab Rotspawn, something like that, who is the best of the Maggoth Lords, in my humble opinion. Did a little bit of work with some hot glue here to make it look like he's like drooling, copiously drooling. Let's take a look at that. There you go, that's what it looks from the side. And I just did some washes on there and, you know, put some specks on it so like little chunks are coming out. Pretty gross. So this guy is a conversion out of all my favorite parts of the other kits. And I think he really works. I did the skin different than the guys because he's like some kind of demon creature, so I wanted him to have different rules about the coloration to him. Let's go ahead and flip him around to the other side. Alright, so there you go. This is 1,500 points if you like points. I do plan on taking it up to 2,000 with 2 Jabber Scythes and a War Shrine, and I think that will give it the army some needed heft, because you can see it's mostly foot critters. Oh yeah, and the Plague Toads. These guys are pretty cool. They make me happy inside. And for some reason my camera keeps conking out, so I'm just gonna have to put this up in 3 parts. It does, by the way, when I'm looking at the screen, it looks a little washed out, so the colors are actually a lot more muted in real life. These guys have all sorts of colors on them. Hopefully I did it so that it would end up being like earthy enough to come off as like skin. My favorite Plague Toad originally was this guy with the huge mouth open, but now I think it's this guy here because of the little mucous membrane things that are open on them. That was a great